I feel like going into your 50s, there's something that a lot of people don't talk about, and that's approaching retirement without a lot of, cash in the bank. It's not because you didn't work your butt off, or not because you were reckless with your money, buying a lot of expensive toys. It's because life happened. You were just trying to survive. I know I went through most of my life living paycheck to paycheck, and a lot of you probably did too. And over 20 years ago, I had a complete life system reset, rock bottom, so to speak. I got divorced. I had 2 kids. There was, child support to pay. I signed over the house completely, pretty much just had the clothes off my back. No plans, no cash in the bank, no big retirement plan, just driving on. And this is the part that a lot of people don't talk about. Is I ended up having to live in a mobile home in a mobile home park. Not that I minded that. I was lucky enough to have a great friend owner finance it for me, because no bank obviously would give me a loan. My name was still on the original house, but I had no claim to it. I remember having to scrounge change together just to take the kids out for an ice cream, worrying that I was going to run out of oil and not be able to heat the house and keep the kids warm when they were with me for that weekend or that day. Not really eating a whole heck of a lot, so they had extra. I guess that's pretty common. Something that you do when you're a parent is you make those sacrifices, and obviously you'd do it again, make those sacrifices if it benefited the kids. My checking account was constantly overdrawn. I was always paying those overdraft fees. My credit cards were maxed out. I had 3 of them, and they were pretty much all maxed out because I was forced to use them to pay bills, buy food, get gas in the vehicles. The amount that I built up on my credit cards is staggering. Back then, I couldn't afford health insurance, so for years and years and years, I went without health insurance. The kids didn't have health insurance on because I couldn't afford to make those payments. So you lived in constant fear that, you were one disaster away from ruin. I'm sure a lot of you have felt the same way. You prayed that your 94 Ford F-150 pickup truck wouldn't break down. You prayed that somebody wouldn't get hurt and you'd have to go to the hospital with them for a checkup, or if they broke a bone. You were worried when they had to have just a checkup because the small fee that goes with it was really going to be tough. You wanted them to participate in all the sports activities at school, but you were like, how am I going to get the money to buy cleats, to buy softball bats, to send somebody to cheering, to buy the gi for karate? A lot of you, I'm sure, have found yourself in the same position. But the one thing I was really careful to do is to make sure that the kids didn't see the fear. I mean, they don't have to worry about if the lights are going to go out, if the furnace is going to run dry of oil in the wintertime, if dad's checking account is going to bounce when he writes a check for school lunches. So you smile and carry on and push through the pain and the stress. So the truth is, when you spend decades just trying to survive, you don't really build wealth, you build endurance. You survive, you learn how to stretch a dollar, you learn how to rob Peter to pay Paul. You learn how to just keep going financially. And you move forward even though you're exhausted. But here I am at 58. We can pay our bills. Things have certainly stabilized. Still don't have a lot of cash in the bank because making up for lost time. Pensions, health savings accounts, investments, all of those things. Trying to build stability. Building retirement now, putting money away so you don't have to struggle with finances later. Maybe that's scary for a lot of people, but honestly, I'm not alone. I know there's millions of people in the same boat. Maybe you are too. And people that have worked hard all their lives, but still feel behind. Maybe they're embarrassed by their debt, embarrassed by their income, embarrassed that they don't have enough put away. Maybe they're embarrassed that they're just surviving. But I honestly don't think there's any shame in surviving. I think the shame would be giving up and quitting. So I just want you to know, if you're in this position, you're not alone. And if you're also rebuilding, maybe we can do it together. Because I'm not done yet. Are you?